Frustration is mounting and anger is growing with the liberals and passive politicians. Learn the playbook of those who are trying to destroy our country. From the blue-collar professor, he teaches, he leads, he speaks out for truth and justice. Now, the educator of all things conservative, your host.
The leader in talk radio on the internet, right here on K98Talk.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls? Start saving thousands in interest and fees and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
All right, folks, this is Rick Robinson with you. I want to tell you about some friends of mine from a company called Security Enforcement Specialists. When I ran my security agency for 12 years, I worked with one of these partners on a daily basis. He's been involved in this agency now, and with his other partner, they do have over 30 years of experience in the private security industry. If you own a business, and you need someone to keep you or your customers or residents safe, then I highly recommend contacting Security Enforcement Specialists today. Give them a call at 405-703-1796. Again, that's 405-703-1796. Again, tell them Rick from K98 Talk sent you. Like I said, if you need the help, they are here for you, so make sure that you go look them up, check them out, and see what they can do.
Wrong way. Welcome to the place. Welcome.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
The Internet will never be the same. You're listening to K98Talk.com.
Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely.
Host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Monday of the program. I tell you what, another shooting, another ambush on police officers, and it's gotten to the point where I'm done being mad. I'm starting to get concerned that this nation is headed somewhere we haven't been in years, decades, maybe centuries. Because we have on one side an emotionally charged group that I think believes in their heart of hearts that they are being targeted and executed by law enforcement. I honestly believe that they think that unequivocally, that is fact. Now, we've taken the time on this program to lay out the facts, and it's not true. The statistics do not back it up. And I've made plenty of claims on here. This Black Lives Matter group really cared about Black Lives Matter. If they really cared about the Black lives themselves, they would get equally as upset when a young man on the streets of Chicago or one of any other inner cities in this country is shot down by gang violence. They would absolutely get outraged because Black Lives Matter. That's what they call themselves. But if you look at the hypocrisy from this group, Black lives don't matter. What matters is who's holding the gun and what they can do to get outraged about it. It's an emotional plea. It's an emotional cry, and they're just buying whatever the left is selling them. They are drinking the Kool-Aid without asking what ingredients are in it. They refuse to educate themselves on what's really happening. And Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Loretta Lynch, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, the list goes on. These modern-day slave pimps love it. They may not like the death, but they love the power that they can get from this because now they have somebody to lead. They have another opportunity to get out in front of the cameras and continue to fan the flames. And if you do not think the words from this president have stoked this whole situation, you're just naive. I don't mean to be mean, but you are. You're naive if you do not believe the president and his rhetoric has helped this. I watched a montage on Fox News last night on Hannity coming out with the president saying that it was a collection of sound bites from the president going after law enforcement, calling one guy stupid, inexcusable, racism, talking about the criminal justice system, so on and so forth. And if you take anything out of context, you can make it to be almost whatever you want it to be. Well, the average prison term for African Americans is 10 years longer. Well, why? Why doesn't anybody ask the question why? They just automatically assume it's because they're black. Well, maybe, just maybe, that these individuals have committed more serious crimes in the eyes of the law. Maybe they had priors to accelerate it. We don't consider any of those options. And keep in mind, the whole foundation for this Black Lives Matter movement is based on a lie with this situation up in Ferguson with raised hands don't shoot. It's a lie. Black individuals who saw the situation go down testified under oath. That's not what happened. The whole situation in Baltimore with Freddie Gray. 4 police officers have been adjudicated and 4 have been acquitted. They couldn't make it stick. This narrative isn't holding water anymore. And this isn't like we're talking politics. It's not like we're talking about effective tax rates and health care and things of those nature. While they're serious, lives are being lost. In Dallas, there are 5 police officers who will never go home to their families again. Their kids will grow up without dads. And you hope the community will rally around them. I believe they will and contribute in any way possible. But it's not the same as having a dad. And now you have 3 police officers in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, who won't go home to their kids, who won't go home to their families. And one of these guys had a 4-month-old daughter. One of these guys, the same guy who had a 4-month-old black daughter, is a black man. And he posted on his Facebook page, his name's Montrell Jackson. I swear to God I love this city, but I wonder if this city loves me. He talks about being physically and emotionally tired and talks about how hard it is to be a black man with this climate and be a police officer at the same time. He went on to say that when he's in uniform, he's shunned by black people. But when he's out of uniform, that he feels like he gets looks from white people. He just can't seem to decide which way's up. And I don't understand why the answer to some of these people is more life lost. And so Sunday, we haven't had a chance to talk about it. There is a guy, and I'm not going to mention his name, 29 years old out of Kansas City, Missouri. This guy decided he was some type of self-help guy. And he was on a book tour of some sort, teaching males how to be more alpha so they can get women. And he had various YouTube videos, but he was in Dallas, and he says in his YouTube videos, it was pure coincidence that he was in Dallas when the shooting happened. But his rhetoric turned. And then he went down to Baton Rouge, and in one of these videos before Baton Rouge, when his rhetoric turned, he said 100% of revolutions, of victims fighting their oppressors, have been successful through fighting back, through bloodshed. 0 have been successful just over simply protesting. It doesn't. It has never worked, and it will never work. You've got to fight back. That's the only way a bully knows to quit. You've got to stand on your rights, just like George Washington did, just like the other white rebels they celebrate and salute did. That's what Nat Turner did. That's what Malcolm did. You got to stand, man. You got to sacrifice. And that is the mentality of these people. And it's because of the lies they've been fed. It's because of the rhetoric that comes out of leadership. But yet we have people like Sheriff Clark and like Chief David Brown in Dallas, who are black men that are like, no, we've got to tie some common sense into this. And so this terrorist goes to Baton Rouge, and he's walking around with a bulletproof vest and a AR-15 or something similar. He had been in the military. He'd been in the Marine Corps. So he was trained to fight. And he ambushed the police officers. He killed 3 and wounded 3 others before he was taken out. And my question is, what did that solve? It didn't solve a thing. It fanned the flames of this anger, of this hatred that is out there. And I'm telling you, I am to a point now where I walk down the street, I have my head on a swivel. I wonder when the next situation's going to rise up, because now it's not just in the Middle East and it's not just ISIS. We now have groups of Americans spilling blood because they feel like they have been wronged, but it's all a myth. It's all a myth being fanned by this president and his cronies. They've been lied to. And if the lie were true, I would understand the rage. But it's not true. We have cherry-picked little facts here and there. We jump to conclusions on videos. We just make assumptions with parts of news reports. And that's what they consider gospel. There are 3 officers in Baton Rouge that will never go home. One of them has a 4-month-old daughter. She's never going to know her dad. And I've heard the rebukes from Black Lives Matter. You know, some of them, and let's be clear, not all of them want to pull the trigger. Some of them do. We've seen them on social media. We've seen them out on the streets. Pigs in a blanket, fry like bacon. What do we want? Cops dead. When do we want it now? We've seen those people. Not all of the people in this movement are like that. They believe they are fighting for a just cause. Again, they've been lied to. But some of these people have been radicalized just like the ISIS Muslims. And now how do we tell them apart? How do we know who's a good guy and who's a bad guy? How do we know the Martin Luther King from the Malcolm X? I don't have that answer. But I know as I walk down the streets in my hometown, I know as I move about and go to work and social events and whatever may happen, I wonder. I don't know if I'm afraid to the point where every day I take a step that I wonder if it's going to be my last step, but the thought is now present in my mind constantly. I have family members that are out and about that I worry. I worry a great deal because some of them move in and out of these inner cities with work and whatever else. And I don't know what's going on. I don't understand it. And I don't understand why this president just can't stand up and say enough. Enough. Quit inviting these homegrown terrorists to the White House. I mean, there's no question where this president stands. Look at the words he's used. And nobody can read another person's mind. It is impossible to read another person's mind. But how can you tell their line of thinking? Well, you get a window into what they're thinking by their actions and their words. That's how you can begin to understand how people think. And if you look at the words the president has used, it's awful tough to argue that he's not driving a wedge right in between law enforcement and the black community. If you look at his actions, inviting Black Lives Matter leaders to the White House, giving them compliments, claiming the social justice or the justice system is racist, claiming that why most law enforcement, which leaves a window of assumption that some are racially bigoted idiots. And that may be true, but those aren't the words you use in a time like this. The bullets have to stop flying before we can solve the issues. And then saying, well, saying Black Lives Matter doesn't mean that blue lives don't matter. Implicitly, it does, because the Black Lives Matter group has declared war on police, the same way ISIS has declared war on us. Regardless of whether a declaration of war has gone back, they're at war. The problem is the police officers are confined by laws and morals. Black Lives Matter apparently isn't. And then you look at the White House. It seems like such a minute thing. It seems like such a small thing by not lighting the White House up blue. But when you flip it on, when the gays got the right to marry, and you flip it on when Prince, a crackhead who died of a drug overdose, dies. But you won't flip it on for 5 and now 8 police officers? I'll tell you how I interpret that. I interpret that one crackhead musician's life was more important to this president than 8 officers murdered in the line of duty. That's how it's interpreted by me. Right, wrong, or indifferent, that's how I feel. Now look, I think racism is horrible. I think we have no place for racism in this country. What we have to do is bury the past and move forward with a new understanding as one, as Americans. I can't change what happened 200 years ago. I can't change what happened 50 years ago. But we can change what's happening today. But it takes everybody tugging on the same rope. Look, we have got serious enemies out there. True terrorists, ISIS. Russia's knocking on the door. China's knocking on the door. North Korea's right there. Iran's building a nuclear weapon. We have enemies in this world. And it's going to take all of us to work together to defeat them. We can't sit on our streets and shoot at each other all day and all night and expect we're going to be okay. We are on the brink of something serious. We are at a breaking point. And these days of rage and whatever else they're throwing out there, enough. It's time you step up, and if you feel like there is a real problem, and I'm talking directly to you, Black Lives Matter, at this point. If you feel there is a real problem with racism and law enforcement, get whatever mouthpiece you have to present the facts. You are welcome on this show. Our studio line is posted on the website. You are welcome on this show if you will come onto this show and you will talk facts, you will be respectful, and we can have an educated debate. And I will make all of those guarantees right back to you. You are welcome on my program because we've got to solve this. The Black Lives Matter group is upset at something, and I am saying that something is fictitious. It's not true. The numbers do not support it. Now, if you can come up with something that provides evidence that you're right, then the next step is we've got to solve that problem, because now we have a real problem. Not this made up garbage. We have a real problem. And now we've got to find a solution. And again, I will help you do that if you can prove to me there's a real problem. I just simply don't think it's possible.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
It's summertime again, ladies. Time to break out those sandals and give your toenails a little TLC. The nail technicians at Friendly Nails in Cleburne, Texas are ready to provide you with professional and friendly service. From manicures to pedicures and a variety of specialized services such as acrylic nails, facials, and waxing. Custom designs and a variety of stones to accent your nails are also available. The technicians at Friendly Nails are all licensed and trained in the latest technology and have experience applying every kind of polish on the market. So stop by and be treated like royalty. Relax in their massage chair chairs and unwind. Full body massage therapy is also available by appointment only. For all you guys wanting to give your special lady a little treat, $50 gift certificates are available now for $40, and anyone who mentions hearing about Friendly Nails on the Gavin Mitchell Show or KLIF will get $10 off any $50 purchase. Friendly Nails is open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Located at 180 North Ridgeway Drive in Cleburne, Texas. Call them at 817-641-3400. Walk-ins are welcome.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-525-8479 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-525-8479 to take your call now. Call 1-800-525-8479. That's 1-800-525-8479. Again, 1-800-525-8479.
Do you need residential or commercial roof repairs, maintenance, or replacement in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? J-Bow Roofing has over 35 years of experience in the industry, and they have the know-how to keep you dry and comfortable. J-Bow Roofing also offers a roofing system that is warranted against hail of any size, and this is a no-excuse warranty. J-Bow Roofing doesn't want their customers to cringe every time it hails. They want customers to have complete confidence that their roofing system is going to stand up to the task. Basically, J-Bow Roofing wants to stop the insanity, lifetime roofing period. Re-roof once and be done. A J-Bow roof product is aesthetically pleasing and tougher than anything you can find. A J-Bow roof is so nice your neighbors will want it. J-Bow lifetime roofing systems are strong as steel, tougher than hail, and guaranteed. So it'll be the last roof you put on your house. Looking for a price? Get a no-cost, no-obligation quote today at jabeau.com. That's jabeau.com. J-Bow Roofing. Your long-term satisfaction is their immediate goal.
Twisted Roads Trading Post in Crowley, Texas is your premier biker apparel, leather, and accessories store. Stop in and visit with brothers Ron and Carl Phillips. Twisted Roads Trading Post carries leather jackets, chaps, vests, accessories, gifts, and more. Open 6 days a week, Tuesday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Sundays, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Got a motorcycle or trike to sell? Their park and sell lot is now available and anxious to show off your ride. Visit us for sewing, embroidery, and t-shirt printing services. Airbrush services by our friends at Kingdom Custom Creations are also available throughout the week. Call today or visit twistedroadstradingpost.com or find and like them on Facebook. Located west of Crowley on FM 1187, then south on FM 1902. Go 1.3 miles and look for the flags. 817-768-8761. That's 817-768-8761. Twisted Roads Trading Post. If the flags are flying, we're open.
Let's get back to the program. If you're sick of the garbage that comes out of Washington, D.C., then it's time to arm yourself with knowledge from the Blue Collar Professor. Here's your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
Yeah, if you are looking to connect with the show, you can find us on the web, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com. You're welcome to email me anytime, gavin@thegavinmitchellshow.com. And we are on Twitter at The GM Show. Gavin Mitchell Show, The Gavin Mitchell Show is too long to fit in there. So at The GM Show, and that's how you get a hold of us. Would love a follow. We have a survey out there that is winding down. Matlock and I have some things up our sleeve. Just going to let you know. We do the Conservative Cartel together once a week. We decided that if the interest is out there, we're going to take the next step here. And we've got some incredible things working, but we'd definitely love for you to stop by at The GM Show, voice your opinion. As I'm recording, we have about 3 or 4 hours left on that survey. So there you have it. Last segment, I mentioned that there are people like Sheriff Clark and like Chief David Brown that are black men who lead police forces that are saying enough. This is nonsense. It's absolutely ludicrous that this is what's happening. And they talk about the hypocrisy some, and that's the way it is. Well, Sheriff Clark is a frequent guest on the Fox News channel, but CNN brought him on as well to talk about this situation. Now, I have to set this up because he spoke with CNN Tonight's Don Lemon. You have to understand who Don Lemon is. First off, an absolute liberal. He is Democrat through and through. Second, he's 5'6", so he's mad at life. Grown man at 5'6", he hates life, okay? He was born 50 years ago in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So you can imagine somebody being from Baton Rouge who went to LSU, how personal this situation Sunday is. Okay, so cut him some slack. There's a lot of emotions running through him. Now, I'm sure if you asked him, he's going to take great pride in being a professional through the tough story and making sure that he communicates to his listeners what they deem the facts. We know who CNN is. We know the garbage they put out there. We know the spin they put on things. But as far as he's concerned, it's accurate. And so he's going to take pride in being the professional that he is and fight through this. But he's still a human being. And it has to be tough to try to work your way through this knowing that that's your hometown. So he brings on Sheriff Clark. And they have a conversation. I'll stop it throughout the conversation. The clip's about 4.5 minutes. We'll talk through it. But there are points you have to be very clear, or you have to understand and listen very hard at the attack that Don Lemon is making. We'll talk about it as we move through it. But he's using a very obvious tactic to try to rebuke Sheriff Clark. And Sheriff Clark's not going anywhere. Here is Don Lemon and Sheriff Clark's conversation.
What it sounds like to me is that you're accusing me of violence and supporting a narrative that I'm not necessarily in support of. And if that's what you're accusing me of violence, then you can leave. That's not true. I don't support violence of any type against police officers, against anyone. So if you're accusing me of that, then you're welcome to leave. But if you...
So apparently Sheriff Clark said something that Don Lemon's not real happy with. That I think he drew the line that he normally draws. If you support Black Lives Matter, then you promote violence against cops. There's no differentiation in Sheriff Clark's world. He's had enough. He's seen his brothers fallen. And so that was mentioned before we started recording. That's his response. If you think I promote that, then you can leave.
Want to have a conversation, I am more than willing to welcome a conversation with you. I don't disagree with you about there is a narrative across the country that could be harming police officers, but we don't know right now, as someone who's in law enforcement, if that was the actual cause of it. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. Do we know that generally the American law enforcement officers are racist? Do we know this?
Go on.
I asked a question.
Do I know American general law enforcement are racist? I don't think anyone is accusing. If you're insinuating that people are accusing or saying that law enforcement across this country as a whole are racist, then your assumption is wrong.
Well, wait, hold on, Don Lemon. That's exactly what Black Lives Matter is assuming. That's their narrative. That's their approach. So to say that assumption is wrong, not true. Again, more lies from the left. Ask anybody associated with Black Lives Matter. They'll tell you police are racist. That's the whole point of the organization. The whole point of the organization is they believe in their heart of hearts that the police target and assassinate people based on their skin color. So this assertion by Lemon is just absolutely disgusting. That's not true at all. And the fact that people like this have platforms like Don Lemon does, that's a whole nother story. The truth used to matter in journalism. Apparently it doesn't anymore.
First of all, this whole anti-police rhetoric is based on a lie. There is no data, and you know this. There is no data, there is no research that proves any of that nonsense. None.
We've walked through that.
You'd have to be more specific about what data and what nonsense you're talking about.
That law enforcement officers treat black males different than white males in policing in these urban centers.
There is data that's
there is not data.
No.
Okay, so they kind of stutter because they're trying to position themselves here, but that's where Don Lemon introduces his strategy to this debate. What specific data? You're going to have to be more specific. He's arguing that Sheriff Clark is painting in these generalities. And that's simply not true. Here's the issue. The facts don't support it. There's no two ways about it. Well, what facts are you talking about? And then Lemon, again, a falsehood. This falsity that he throws out there is that, well, the data does support it. No, the data doesn't support it. And so they're starting to stutter. They're realizing that this is about to turn into a serious debate. And so they're positioning themselves.
The president spoke about it. Cedric Alexander, who is a law enforcement officer. The president has been
lying about it. He said it again the other day when he said black males are 2 times more likely to be shot by a law enforcement officer than white males. Don, that is a lie.
That is not a lie.
It is a lie.
Yes,
Show me.
The research
Show it to me.
That we have from the Washington Post.
Okay, just let me throw this out there. If your credible source for facts and information is the Washington Post, we need to have a discussion off the air.
The Washington Post debunked that nonsense.
There's also research.
He also said this time.
There's also research.
He continues.
A Harvard professor that also showed that black people are treated more aggressively by police officers.
No, you are wrong in your interpretation of that Harvard study because
Okay, we talked about this Harvard study, and they're going to go on to talk about this, but this Harvard study is the one we talked about where the Harvard economic professor wanted to know what was going on. So he grabbed a sample from California, from Texas, from Florida, from New York, and major police departments there. Now, just a little bit about statistics because they're going to talk about this. In statistics, if you can get a true random sample, so the population is every instance in which something happened, and if you can truly randomly select 30, you've got a dependable sample. Obviously, the more you can get, the closer you can get to a conclusion about the population. But it's understood that in statistics, if a true random sample of 30 is acquired, you can make some reasonable conclusions. This guy who did this study is an economics professor at Harvard. It would be career suicide for him to run out a published piece, whether it's in a periodical or in an academic journal, that wasn't statistically sound. It would compromise everything he's worked for. And it's complete nonsense. I wanted to play the whole clip, but you can see what's going on here. The left refuses to acknowledge the facts are not behind them. Now, is Sheriff Clark the guy we want to run out there in an academic debate? Probably not, because that's not where his forte is. Yes, he's hard-hitting. Yes, he's brash. Yes, there's a shock value to what he's saying. Yes, he has credibility from all his years in law enforcement, but an academic debate may not be his forte. Do I want this guy leading my law enforcement agency anywhere? You bet I do. He's awesome. He's awesome. He just may not be the guy we want to debate, these people that have droves of researchers in their stable where they can go and just get facts anytime they want to. But he stood his ground and he checked Lemon. He embarrassed Lemon on Lemon's own show. I guarantee he will not be back.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Are you getting squeezed by the economic downturn? Hey, you were doing fine. Then, all of a sudden, you're having a tough time paying your family's credit card bills. Maybe you were downsized or even lost a job, but you still owe $10,000 or more in credit card bills. And you just can't afford the minimum payments anymore. We're here to help. We are the Genesis Debt Partners. We know the secrets to negotiate better terms with your creditors. Make a free 10-minute call right now and learn how we can help you get out of debt. 800-807-9767. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt and you want to learn how you can pay less and get out of debt faster, call right now. 800-807-9767. 800-807-9767. Get out of debt now. 800-807-9767.
Hey everybody, your pal Gavin Mitchell here from my friends at Texas Elite Landscape. We all have that embarrassing spot in our yard we just can't seem to get grass to grow. Or perhaps you're tired of pumping hundreds and thousands of dollars into your yard just to get it to turn green when the weather warms up. Or maybe the constant maintenance is just too much to bear. Well, my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping are the most respected synthetic grass installation specialist in North Texas. Locally owned and operated, they have installed over 1 million square feet of the highest quality grass made right here in the USA. And I know what you're thinking. Is it pet and child friendly? You bet it is. So whether you want your yard looking picture perfect year round, no matter what the season is, or perhaps you'd like a putting green in the backyard to keep your husband home on Saturdays, give my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping a call today. 214-298-7726. That's 214-298-7726. Or find them at TexasEliteLandscaping.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-824-3301. 800-824-3301. That's 800-824-3301. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the tax doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the tax doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. Again, 800-631-9123.
Hey, liberals, try rooting for your own country for a change. Our blue-collar educator of all things common sense does. Now, back to the Gavin Mitchell Show.
If you were looking for the show through the week, you can find us each and every weekday, 5 p.m. Central on ConservativeRadioNetwork.com, which does include Red Nation Rising Radio that is powered by CRN. 5 p.m. Central there. We are on K98 Talk, the 405 Media, High Plains Radio, Sackheads Radio, StreamingTalkRadio.com, and IPBN-FM.com. So special thanks to all those guys for allowing us to join them on their platform. It means the world to us. If you're looking for the show on demand, iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn, and Google Play, as well as the Gavin Mitchell Show website. And then each and every Saturday night, we do it every Saturday night, and we do it for you. It is 8 p.m. Central, which is 9 p.m. Eastern, on News and Information 570 KLIF here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you are outside the Dallas-Fort Worth area, fear not, I have alternative ways for you to get a hold of the show. Easy for me to say, huh? You can find it on KLIF.com, ConservativeRadioNetwork.com, and the 405media.com. So special thanks to all those guys for streaming that show live. And the reason we do it is so you can call in. It is the one time a week where you can be a part of the program, and I hope you will do so. It is a lot of fun to be on live radio, that's for sure. So it is today. The convention starts today, the Republican National Convention in Cleveland, Ohio, and there's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts to this, but this is that day that we have anticipated for a long time for a lot of reasons that didn't really matriculate, I guess is the right word, that didn't really come to fruition. we thought there was going to be a contested convention. And so we were all looking forward to that. Then the delegates were going to vote to not be bound any longer. I mean, there's just a lot surrounding it. But the people have spoken. Donald Trump's the guy. And he's out there. He's front and center. There's no stopping him from being the Republican nominee now. Now, what's noticeable there at the convention is that neither of the two previous Republican presidents are going to speak. They're not even going to be there. Neither of the two previous Republican nominees for president are going to be there or are going to speak. And that's quite okay with the Trump camp, apparently. They don't care. Now, with the Bushes, at least George H.W. Bush, he's up there in years. Maybe the trip's just not something he could do. For George W., you have to remember, Trump beat up on old Jeb pretty good. I mean, he knocked him around a little bit. And so if you've got the option to not go and you don't like this guy because of that, I can understand why you wouldn't go. I can definitely understand. But the surprise to all of this is that John Kasich isn't going to be there. And I've got a problem with this. And let me tell you why I've got a problem with this. And it's the same problem I have with Jeb Bush. That very first debate, the Fox News channel tried to corner Donald Trump into supporting the Republican nominee because the establishment was worried about him going rogue and running independent and costing him the election. That was the motivation behind it. Well, guess what? Donald Trump won. But now Jeb Bush won't support. John Kasich hasn't come out to support yet. And to me, Mike Huckabee said it best last night. If you give your word to do something, you better dadgum do it. But they're refusing not to. Now, this is the first time that I can recall, and I did a little research, that a Republican governor that was sitting in a state didn't speak at the Republican National Committee, the conference. It's kind of embarrassing. You know, they fought hard to get this convention in Cleveland. It was down between Cleveland and Dallas, and they fought hard to get it. And now he's not going to be there. But I don't think that's going to slow things down. There's a lot of rumors running around that Donald Trump is going to run his cabinet out there. He's going to introduce his cabinet. And so I'm looking forward to that. I hope it happens. I think it would be great. But Monday is Make America Safe Again Day. And then Tuesday is Make America Work Again. Wednesday is Make America First Again. And Thursday is Make America One Again. And the different speakers are sprinkled out through the week to make this happen. I think it's going to be a great time. I think it's going to be a great show. I am concerned about the safety, if you want me to be honest with you. I think that it is set up for not only this, but the DNC next week to be trouble. I really do. And I wish that wasn't the case, but that's what I'm seeing. That's the pieces I'm putting together. And so I don't know how it turns out. I hope I'm wrong there, but this is Donald Trump's chance to shine. This is his chance to step up, prove he's a president, prove he's worthy of the votes, and begin to unite the party. And it's already happened with the selection of Mike Pence, but begin to unite the base and begin to move forward. He can win a lot of people over this week. This is Donald Trump's spotlight. This is his show. And so I hope he jumps out there. I hope he steps up. And I hope he owns it, quite frankly, because I would like nothing more than to see Hillary Clinton not make it to Pennsylvania Avenue.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
You hear the headlines. You know health insurance is a real mess right now. Premiums have skyrocketed, and in most cases, you're stuck with your plan until open enrollment. But there's a government rule that allows you to qualify for lower health insurance rates if your life has changed. That means if you've changed jobs, if you're having a child, if you're getting married, if you're getting divorced, even if you run a small business or you're self-employed, this law may qualify you to get lower health insurance rates. Call the Health Insurance Hotline today. Learn how this 10-minute call can help you get lower health insurance rates. This is a free service to help consumers learn the laws to help them qualify for lower health insurance rates. So call right now to learn more. 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501.
Hey folks, Gavin Mitchell here. If you're in the market for a new car or truck, Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford has been family owned and operated for nearly 50 years, and my family has done business with Jerry for 25 of those. Jerry's proudly built a reputation of working hard to provide their customers with great service and exceptional value. Jerry Chevrolet has hundreds of new trucks in stock, and they are always marked with the absolute lowest price. Come test drive the Chevy Silverado or the Colorado today and get yourself a $25 prepaid Visa gift card for doing it. When you go online at jerrychevytexas.com, Jerry will offer you a $25 prepaid Visa gift card just for stopping in. No purchase necessary. It's as easy as that. If you have a trade-in, Jerry Chevrolet is always looking for quality used cars, and you can go to jerrychevytexas.com today and find out what your vehicle is worth. Buy new roads at Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford and at jerrychevytexas.com. Come out our way and trade your way. Tell them Gavin sent you.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. That's 800-398-8309.
Hey everybody, Gavin Mitchell from The Gavin Mitchell Show here. Of course you can find our show every week on our flagship station, News and Information, 570 AM KLIF, but sometimes once a week just isn't enough. I would encourage you to go out to our website, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com, and there you'll find a plethora of information about the show, including archived episodes of our daily podcast. You'll find a blog written by me and other conservative writers, and entertaining videos that are available with the Gavin Mitchell Experience. I would encourage you to follow us on Twitter at The GM Show. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/The Gavin Mitchell Show. And of course, we are on our flagship station for the internet, conservativeradionetwork.com, with the most talented conservative podcasters in the country. So be sure to tune in Saturdays at 8 p.m. right here on News and Information 570 AM KLIF, or through the week at conservativeradionetwork.com or www.thegavinmitchellshow.com.
If you happen to drive by the studios during a commercial break and you see a guy on the roof waving an American flag, that's our blue-collar doctor of common sense. And now here he is, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
I know. We've got this coup in Turkey we need to get to. I know it. We're just not going to get to it today. I'm sorry about that. Because I want to go to this town hall meeting between ABC and the people they invited with the president after the shootings in Dallas. It happened Thursday night. And I was so surprised to see Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick there. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing, why would they invite him? This doesn't fit their narrative. It doesn't fit their rhetoric. And he's going to go after them. That's what he does. And he did it in a tactful and polite manner. And remember, we played the clips. Here's the problem. According to the Blaze, Dan Patrick went on Chris Salcedo's show down in Houston and said that they edited this town hall meeting and it wasn't accurate. Patrick said he was not happy. The interview, they kept most of my questions, but they cut out about 50%. He said that they pasted some of the president's answers to, say, a second question as the answer to the first question. And he understood you had to edit it down to fit the hour format. But if it would have been taken in context, the president wouldn't have looked good at all. And there was a point where Dan Patrick and the son of Alton Sterling, the guy that was killed either in Baton Rouge or Minnesota, I forget, Baton Rouge, they stood up and told the president, you have got to come out. Mr. President, you must publicly condemn protesters chanting, kill the cops. And they didn't do it. Patrick said that every question that was asked, he would filibuster it, meaning that he would give these long, lengthy answers to eat up the time so he didn't have to answer many questions. That's this transparent administration that Barack Obama talks about, and that's the leftist media at work for you. I told you when this thing first aired, be careful. ABC is a leftist organization. They're owned by Disney. What more do you need to know? I think I said that verbatim. And then you have this. You have the deceptive editing. Remember all the backlash Katie Couric got about when she hosted that special on gun control, and there was some editing put in for effect and dramatic cost. This is just taking out information. And again, you do have to edit down and make it fit your time slot. But what Dan Patrick's claiming is this doesn't fit at all. That the answers to the questions, they weren't in line. They were cut and pasted and the whole 9 yards. Remember, the most transparent administration ever. And so Dan Patrick's furious about it. You know, if I got the invite to go talk to the president face-to-face on national TV, you bet I'd take it. Hats off to Dan Patrick for getting up there and speaking some sense in the room. But apparently ABC doesn't see it that way, and they'll cut and paste whatever they want to. Such is life, I guess, at least when you have liberals in charge. The other thing I want to touch on, we touched on it Saturday night. There is a lady down in Houston who has a brother that is a police officer. Her brother is on the police force. But out in front of her house, she has a sign that says, F the police. And it's spelt out. For all the kids riding by, they can see it. For parents that have kids in the car that don't need to be exposed to that language because they can't process it yet, that lady doesn't care about that. Now, keep in mind, she absolutely is the sister of a police officer, but this is how she feels. F the police. Because she's buying in hook, line, and sinker to all this garbage and all this rhetoric that's being fed to her. By Obama, by Clinton, by Loretta Lynch, so on and so forth. We've been through that list. But let me just ask you this, even if that's how you felt. Is putting a sign out in front of your yard that says, F the police, the best idea in the world? Do you not think that the patrol officers in that area know who that is and know that that sign's out front? If I'm a criminal, I'm going to go take everything she owns, because do you think the police are going to respond to that house? And if they do, in any timely manner? Heck no, I wouldn't. You have a sign out there that says F me. You don't need me. You don't want me around. Unless you do need me. Then you want me around. But she's making her bed here. And so, you know, I'm not promoting it. But again, if I were a criminal, seems to me like that's a prime target to not only get what you want, but get away with it. Now, her brother is a police officer. Maybe he'll weigh in. Maybe he'll do what he needs to do. I don't know. But a prime target nonetheless. I want to end the show with a little housekeeping today. I know it's not ideal, but there's some things you need to know. First off, hashtag Red Nation Rising with Red Nation Rising Radio at rednationrising.us, powered by Conservative Radio Network. It is doing great. Thank you to all of you who listen. Audiences have been introduced to other show hosts and vice versa. It is really taking off. So thank you so much for being a part of that, for being a part of the launch and continuing to listen. I guarantee you every one of those hosts, there's a couple I'm not sure about, but at least the majority don't make a dime doing this. We just enjoy it. It's something we want to do. It's our place in this fight to save our country. And it means a lot when you tune in. So thank you for those of you who go out to rednationrising.us and listen to Red Nation Rising Radio. With that said, I want to tell you a little story because today's a very special day for a good buddy of mine. When Ron and I started doing this podcast, 6-8 months ago, Ron had some technical wherewithal. He knew what he was doing, but I didn't. And one of the things on the website was get a hold of an established podcaster and cross-promote. So everywhere I looked, Matt Locke showed up. Matt Locke was screaming the message that I believed in. He was passionate. And so I reached out to Matt Locke and asked him if he would like to cross-promote. And he said absolutely. And since then, a friendship grew. Today, Matt Locke and the Matt Locke Show rolls out their 500th episode. And that is no joke, folks. That's almost 2 years of every day pounding the microphone. Now, there are days he takes off, holidays, weekends, things like that. So it's really like 2.5, 3 years to get this thing all said and done. And so I just want to say congratulations to my good buddy Matt Locke. That is a big number. It's something special, and he does it for free. He does it because he loves the country, and he wants to get you, the hardworking people of this country, informed just like I do. So if you can find him, tell him congratulations. And that's going to do it for today. In the words of the great Ray Wiley Hubbard, on the days I keep my gratitude higher than my expectations, well, I have really good days. I hope you have a great day. For the great Ron Phillips, I'm Gavin Mitchell. This has been a Pinnacle Broadcast Holdings production. We'll see you tomorrow.